Good morning. So we just had a couple of days of really hot weather. And now it seems we're back to normal, maybe? I don't know. Who knows? We're out for our morning walk, or a morning walk. I don't feel like there's, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about anything this morning. Dude, I went out of my way to do shit for Mike again. You know, he thinks that because he handed me a little bit of money that his shit don't matter. Dude, so we rode up to Ironwood, and in the conversation, I don't even remember how this was even said. That's how insignificant the word was. But I called him cheap. And he is cheap. I'm sorry. You know, he don't want to hear it. Whatever. But obviously it struck a nerve in him because I was made to feel like a piece of shit. And then, because he hammered on it so hard, and of course he makes it like I keep bringing it out. But no, this is him going on about it. Later on, I felt terrible. I mean, I really didn't mean to make him feel bad. You know, when I think about all the times that he cuts me down because it's a joke, and I'm supposed to never be bothered by that. So I said something. I told him as much. I didn't mean to make you feel bad. Oh my God, because it wasn't enough that I already felt bad. He had to freaking hammer it in on me again. He knew I was making this video right now. He'd have a freaking temper tantrum. And it really was a nothing fucking comment, and he ruined the whole goddamn day because of it. Because then he started bringing up shit that had nothing to do with me even. Shit that happened to him in the bar how many years ago? I didn't even know him. Obviously, I'm guessing I'm not the first person that's called him cheap. But I called him cheap because he does shit. Like, the whole time we were together, my nose constantly runs. And I need Kleenex. I'm sorry. You can call me dainty, whatever you want. But he uses fucking toilet paper. Why? And I don't, and I'm not trying to hammer in on just this one thing. Because it's more than that. But that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, the reason why you're not putting a box of Kleenex in your house is because you don't see the fucking point in buying Kleenex. Why? Because you're cheap. That's cheap. And the fact that you can't even put a box of Kleenex in your house for your girlfriend, whatever. You know what? You make your choices. I make my choices. And I know there's fucking, you know what? When you want to go into the bar, I never, ever, ever could see the point of me buy you a drink, you buy me a drink. Buy your own goddamn. You want a drink? Buy a drink. Buy your drink your drink, pay for your own drink. Nobody's got to wonder who bought who for what, who's cheap, who's not cheap. Who fucking cares? Yes. When I go out, I budget my money because I only make so much. And I can't afford to buy the whole goddamn bar drinks. I don't even fucking like half those people. I never seen the point of that. You go out, you want a drink, order a fucking drink. Pay for your own goddamn drink. Don't worry about what the guy next to you's drinking. Worry about yourself. Jesus Christ. And yeah, if that makes me cheap, I'm okay with it. I guess that's the difference. I make my choices. But what really bothers me about this whole situation is this was such an insignificant part of the conversation that got turned into craziness over what? Because I half-heartedly called him cheap. More as a joke than anything else. And all I kept thinking is, out of this entire conversation, that's the only thing you're taking from this. Why am I even talking? What is the point? Because this is the way it always is. We're having a conversation, and dude, the only thing he ever hears is if I say something negative about him. And you know what? Then I need a break. Because I can't fucking deal with that shit all the time. Grow the fuck up, man. Listen to the whole conversation. But, you know what? Honestly, that's the problem with the whole goddamn... This is why we're not together. Personally, don't think it had anything to do with me cheating. That's what ended it. And I did that because I knew his ego can't take it. There's no forgiveness. And I'd had enough. Person can only take this kind of shit. You can never have a deep conversation because we're too busy arguing over stupid, insignificant shit. And then, what do you got? The only thing you can talk about is superficial things like sports and weather. Whatever. It is what it is, and this is why we're not together. It is so that I can walk away, have my space, and not pay a bunch of consequences for that. And every time you try to go out and date, it's one person is more psychotic than the next. It looks like there's like no weeds out there. I can't stand weeds. But I feel bad sometimes because I don't ever go in the water with these dogs. And I feel like they'd probably go in the water. And this bullshit, I stopped doing these videos and posting them on Facebook because I know why people do YouTube. I can see it. Because nobody wants to deal with the fucking people they're around. Facebook is a bunch of people that I know, and nobody likes to cut you down faster than people that you know. I watched a movie the other night called Straw. And it was an amazing movie, and it's been a couple of days and it's still stuck with me. And you know what? I think when I think about it, because what is it? What is it that turns the corner in that movie? This poor woman's story got broadcasted on YouTube, and everybody starts watching it. And it's about her struggle as a poor black woman, whatever. I just love how in those movies that shit gets portrayed as though us white women just sit and eat bonbons. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm bored and a privilege. Maybe in some ways. In other ways, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like I'm insignificant because I'm a poor white woman. What voice do I really have? Nobody gives a shit about what I do or what I say or what I'm really about. And I think, bagging groceries. I've been meaning to do a video on bagging groceries. I wish I had a bag of groceries in front of me right now because there. You know what? You put an item in a bag. That's bagging groceries. You take an item and you put it in a fucking bag. I don't understand what is so fucking hard about that, but nothing will demote a person and make them feel stupider faster, apparently, I should say, than them coming to the realization that they are going to have to bag their own goddamn groceries. As though this is rocket science or it's difficult. You don't break a sweat. What is so hard about bagging fucking groceries? People, you put an item in a bag and it literally takes what? 2 minutes of your time? And you put the heavy stuff on the bottom. You don't put 6 pounds of hamburger on the top of your hamburger buns. Again, I really did not realize that this was rocket science, but apparently it is. Because putting a fucking item in a bag is really hard. I have seen grown men throw fucking tantrums. Act like a child. They wouldn't let their children, well, take that back, because a lot of people these days will let their children behave that way. But bag your groceries, man. It's not hard. You don't need to make somebody else feel stupid because they're not bagging your groceries for you. If it were up to me, I'd have a bagger. But it's not up to me. Because another thing that I find astonishing is the checkout girl doesn't actually have any power in the store. Nobody cares what I think. And certainly nobody cares if I think I need a bagger. And there are a lot of situations where a bagger would get scheduled if we could find people to come to fucking work. But these days, people, you know what, if they decide they're not getting treated how they think they should. Look at the fish down here. I don't know if you guys can see them. There's a fishy right there. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Little bitty panfish. Look at them. Aren't they cute? Anyway. All right. Take a moment. Because this is the other thing I find astonishing is, dude, I can get worked up about these subjects, but you know what? Then it's over. I don't know what makes people think that, I don't know. Emotions are energy, essentially. They're energy. If you think about it as a ball of energy, like when I was just talking about bagging groceries, if you look at that subject as, okay, here it is. Here, my fist is the bagging groceries subject. All right, so now it's bouncing around inside of me, making me feel all kinds of things like, why do people have to make me feel so stupid because I don't have a bagger there because they think somehow I have that kind of control. So now I've talked about it, and I'm loud, and things are chaotic, and the energy's bouncing around, but a lot of that energy now is getting kind of disbanded. You know, now I've talked about it. It loses its energy. Like how mad Mike frustrates me. You know, it tends to lose its energy because now I've talked about it. So now the energy can become whatever you want it to become. Because it's now mostly dissipated. And you calm down because the emotion has been had. My frustration has been communicated to nobody. But hey, this YouTube thing, it makes me feel like somebody is actually paying attention. Because frustrating shit is happening all the time. Like right now, I'm trying to get a teeth cleaning appointment, and you know, I have not missed an appointment. I have not done anything wrong to them. But because it's been 3 years since I booked an appointment, I'm an asshole. So I am not their client anymore. But they don't want me to feel like that. Whatever. Another frustrating situation. And honestly, the woman on the phone was really nice and listened to my frustration because I vented a little bit. But there again, you know, when I was on the phone, it got a little like this. But after I talked about it for a little bit, you know, now it's more like this. I'm watching my knucklehead down there because she likes to roll and stuff. All right, come on. Come on. Yeah, you. Come on. Come on. And we can come out here and do this. Because I guess this is kind of my white privilege. Honestly, everybody could walk out here. Everybody up here. People just don't. Anyway. Oh, see? That was a quick 20 minutes. I guess this wasn't... I thought this was more of a walk down here from where I'm parked. Because it just becomes hard. Like, I like to walk these two without leashes on. Because honestly, because they don't get walked with leashes and they're not very good at walking with leashes, because I come out here and they don't have to deal with it. And I really should start doing a little bit with Moon anyway, because if I decide to come out camping, he's gonna have to be on a leash. It's just the way it is. Come on, knuckleheads. We're gonna walk down this way yet. Hey! Hey! Where are you going? Hey! We're gonna walk down by the boat landing yet. Well, it ain't really a boat landing. Come on. We're gonna go down this way. Come on! Sounds like a galloping horse. What do you... Just making sure, because I don't know. She's acting like there's something around here. Huh. They don't usually run like this. I guess you guys kind of know, because the one or two people, I don't know who's actually watching these every day. But I do have a couple of people. You know what? You know what I'm about? I think that people need to start being nicer to people. Kinder. You know, if you're not doing nice things with intention, I can't. If you don't think that people know that, because, like, when I think back to the last few days and, you know, that whole thing with the cheap thing with Mike, and I guess I already said what really bothers me, but I did all of that for him because I care about him. And as much as he makes it so fucking miserable sometimes, I care about him and I like being around him. And when he pulls that kind of shit where he's got to make me feel like I'm a lower life form, it really makes me feel like he was nice because he needed something. And that was his sole motivation. And then, you know, it totally breaks down the reason why I did it. Because I did it because I care. But then I end up feeling stupid caring. But I guess that's the difference between me and him, and that's why we're not together, is because my intention is actually... And I don't know. I really don't know what his intention really is, because he doesn't ever actually tell me. No, he's got to cut me down. That's what he does. Whether or not... Look at, there's bass right there. And just me moving. The dogs are going to walk up here and scare them. But I don't know if you guys can see them. They're right there. I can't see what is actually in this. Unless I... And see, if I move, they're gonna... They're all curious. Alright. I'm curious about them logs out there. Like, it really looks clear. Maybe one of these days I'll put on a swimsuit and come down here. I guess my intent today is to do a little bit longer video. Look at all the little fish down here. A little bit longer video. Even though I don't even know how many people even make it to this point, because I've done a lot of complaining, venting, making myself look quote unquote crazy. Because I guess that's what I am. I get told it all the time. Can we get over this? And then we'll walk down the road back, because I don't really care about... Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I tell him, you know, when I'm doing this, he could come down here with me and put a line in the water. Mr. quote unquote outdoorsy tries to make me think that he's Mr. When is he outside? You know what he does? He sits on his front porch and watches frickin' interrogation videos and audits. People screaming at each other. It's all he ever wants to watch. Fucking people screaming at each other. Hey! No! You're not gonna roll in this. What do you got? Hey, come on! This is another thing people like to do. Come on! Come on! Look at all the little fishies. Kind of fun. All we're doing is scaring the fish. Look at the flowers. Sorry, I didn't realize I was still panned in. Shit. I think we should have turned around. And now we kind of got to keep going. Ugh. You hear it squish? Ew. Look, some big fucking spider will probably come out of there. I feel like some of this stuff makes me look like I'm a lot braver than I really am. Look at all the little fish in there. I don't know if you can see them. It's hard for me to see what I'm doing and let the camera roll. Look at them all. Hey, 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 hey. Come on, out of there. Get out of there. Look at all the little fish. Freaking horsefly. God, they're all over in here. It's insane. It's kind of a nice little walk. Dude, I think we actually walked past where I was going to turn. Guess I really... Oh, there's people here. That's why. Hey, come here. I don't know where they are. Hey! Dogs aren't freaking out. I should probably not have that. I don't know where this person is. But we're going to get out of here before somebody comes along. Come on. Because I don't have a leash or nothing for these two knuckleheads. Come on, knucklehead. All right. So that put us at half hour. Should go up here. This I know don't go very far. I think part of my frustration with Mike comes from the fact that he's, in a lot of respects, we are having exactly the same relationship we were. You know, he wasn't having sex with me. And he's still not. And that was never going to change. Not a fucking idiot. You don't get to be his age and not having sex and being okay with that. Unless you're so okay with that you're never going to change. You're certainly not going to change for somebody else. If that were the case, he would have done it a long time ago. And me, for the most part, I'm probably still not having sex. A lot of it's because I waste my fucking time with him. And that's what it is. It's a waste of time. This is never going to change. And truthfully, this is really pretty right here, I think. I need to stop wasting my time fucking around with him. Because it is literally, I feel like every time we get together, We have a conversation. And in that conversation, he manages to find something that he can make me feel like I'm an asshole for. Because I feel like that's all he's looking for. All right, come on. I really feel like that's what he does. He sits around and he listens to the conversation until he finds something that he can twist into me intending it to be some evil plot. When, dude, you know how exhausting it would be if I sat around plotting this shit? No. It's just a simple conversation that he can't handle. And really, I don't, as much as I feel sometimes this is directed at me, I'm way overthinking this, but he don't have friends. He don't hang out with people, and it's because of that. Me, on the other hand, you know what? Honestly, I get asked to do shit. I just don't want to. Anymore, I just find people fucking exhausting. I feel like I do a ton of listening. If I want to talk, this is where I gotta do it. Or well, the truth be told, when I'm doing nails, I feel like I do a lot of complaining, but it's really a lot of me struggling for conversations because I don't know what to talk about. And I feel like the plot themes at my work, I don't know. Doing nails is tough because you have to spend time talking to people. You know, the Asians don't. They ain't gonna talk to you. They ain't even gonna take the time to learn your language fully. Because they don't give a fuck. What they care about is money. They will tell you whatever you want to hear. If you want to hear that the American products suck and the Asians do everything right, that's what they're gonna tell you. If you want to hear that their products are all clean and clear, they're going to tell you that. Whatever it is that you want to hear, they're going to reflect that back to you. That is one thing they have perfected. But that is also why, unless you're paying for it, they ain't shortening your nails. Sure, for an extra $10. Because Because they don't give a fuck. They don't care if you want your nails shortened. They care about that $10. They also make it really clear that they think that the only motivation to get nails done is to get a boyfriend. And I don't really think that that is the case for most women. I think most women want to feel good about themselves. And nails, you can look down and look at your nails and feel good if they're done right. And that's why your nails should look good. I think it is. You know what? If you, personally, if you're going to pay to have your nails done, hey, come here. No, come here. God damn it. She's not going to do anything. No, move.